Hey everyone, I'm Kenny Stahl and welcome back to another video here on this channel. So today I want to ask the question, what is the difference between being depressed and just not being happy in your life? There are two reasons why this topic came to mind. The first reason is that there was a point in time where I was certainly depressed, but then things got better for me. And as things got better, I began wondering, am I still depressed? Because when I was actually depressed, I couldn't get out of bed. I felt so hopeless. I wanted to give up on everything in my life, quit my job, drop out of school, which I did. And I skipped meals, I just overslept. I was struggling a lot to just have any motivation at all. And maybe that's the difference. Maybe with depression you have no motivation, and with just not being happy you still have motivation. You can get yourself together. So that's the first thing that happened, was I got to a point where I was like, am I really still depressed? And I wasn't sure if I could still call myself and classify myself as being depressed. I'd gotten better, essentially. The other reason why I'm thinking about this, the second reason, is because yesterday I watched a video by Casey Neistat called I'm Not That Happy. And I'll link that down below. But in that video he also referred to a video which PewDiePie uploaded called Forced Positivity on YouTube. Essentially what they were both talking about was how many YouTubers, people that you see here on YouTube who are really popular, put on this fake smile and they pretend like everything is okay when really behind the scenes, off camera, they're struggling with their happiness. So PewDiePie essentially was saying, is that a good idea? Is that healthy? Because people who might have depression or who are not happy in their life might feel like they have to live a life which is exciting and where they're always positive, and maybe that being positive all the time isn't a good thing. Which, it was a good video, I'll link it down below also. So, at the end of both of these two people's videos, Casey Neistat and PewDiePie, they both made a disclaimer. They said, hold on a minute, just by the way, I want to let you guys know that everything I just talked about, it was not about depression. Somebody whose depression is different than somebody who's just not happy in their life, So this got me wondering, what the heck? What is the difference between being unhappy and actually being depressed? And I think I know. This is how I think about it. If you are depressed, I think about it as being somewhat like an injury. If you broke your leg, you wouldn't say just walk it off or go run a marathon, it'll get better over time. You have to treat it as an injury. You have to rest, don't use it. So if you're depressed, you can't just say, oh, you're depressed, just be happier. That doesn't work, right? That piece of advice doesn't work. Which, by the way, I'm wondering this. There are certain things that you do when you're not in a good mood, when you're unhappy, that make you feel better. Like setting goals and doing things that make you feel fulfilled and seeing yourself make progress. Do those things that work for happiness, do they also work for somebody who's depressed? I wonder what things work and what things don't work. The difference between depression and being unhappy is that, like I said, it's like an injury, you have to treat it. I actually think that we don't give enough credit to depression as being something that's physical. I never went on medication because I just felt like it wasn't right for me, but I understand that it probably is right for certain people to go on medication. Now again, I still don't know about this, it's a heavy topic, but I think a lot of depression is more physical, like brain chemistry. This is why the best advice that you can give somebody who is actually depressed is you can say, get some exercise, eat healthier, better nutrition, get good sleep, maybe go on medication. All of those things, all four of those things are all physical things. So there's a deep connection, a strong tie between just your brain and your body. And I mean, obviously, right? They're obviously connected, but when you put it that way, I really think that depression is definitely should be treated more as that type of a thing. And versus if you're just not happy, a lot of it is about your thinking. Whether you're unhappy or if you're depressed, one thing they say works very well to help is cognitive therapy, right? Working on your thoughts and your beliefs. Because this is something that I noticed is true, is that if you're depressed, right, if you're having a bad day, well, every day would probably be a bad day if you're depressed, but let's just say you're depressed, you're living your life, and then all of a sudden you get some bad news that you made some embarrassing mistake, or maybe you got like an F at a test you had in school. You failed it, right? That little bit of bad news where the normal person who's not depressed might be able to deal with that and just not let it bother them. If you're depressed, you might think, okay, I just made a mistake, I should go kill myself or something, and that is how they go to the extremes with their reaction. Sorry, I made a little noise there. They go to the extremes with like their reaction or response to, almost like somebody who has anger issues. If you have anger issues, you're gonna throw a tantrum and overreact to things that get you mad. When the average person who's doesn't have those problems won't react that way. Depressed people, I think, tend to self-sabotage themselves, whether that's through self-harm, whether that's through eventually ending up attempting suicide, whether that's through just breaking up with their partner, whether that's quitting their job, dropping out of college, which I did. I mean, there's different things that you could do to make your life worse. So depression is that kind of thing, which it's one of those things where it's like you can't really help yourself. Like you need some sort of help beyond yourself, whether that is like medication or something. Or like me, luckily, I had people that were able to tell me straight to my face, like, you have a problem, you need to work on this. And I ended up trying to go to see a psychologist. It didn't really work out the best just because I didn't know how it was supposed to help me, but you need to see professionals, get help, do things. I mean, you can't necessarily help yourself when you're depressed. And so, yeah, the major sign that you're actually depressed is that that it's interfering with your life. This is very similar to alcoholics. Like, regular people can drink and be fine. They can have a couple bottles or whatever, a couple glasses, a couple cans of beer, and they can drink and it doesn't affect them. But once, you know, they drink so much that it affects their life and decisions and everything, then you can say, like, I'm an alcoholic. And that's the same thing with depression. If you're just in a low mood, and it doesn't really affect most things in your life in a drastic way, it just means that maybe you're unhappy. But if you're depressed and like you were like me, where you can't get out of bed, where you skip going to class or skip going to your job, or don't pay attention to all the things that you need to take care of, that's how you know you're like actually depressed. So I want to know, what do you think about this? What do you think the difference between depression and being unhappy is? What are some additional thoughts that you have on this? Leave a comment down below and let me know. I'd be interested in hearing what you have to say. Also, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing to this channel. If you're not subscribed, make sure you do hit that subscribe button to get notified when I upload videos. And that's it. Thank you for watching. Share the video. Give it a thumbs up. My name is Kenny Stahl, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you guys for watching. I love you all.